Hey guys, so it is official. The Amex Gold Card has officially increased its annual fee up to $325, and now they've added a whole bunch of other credits and benefits and features as well to this card as of today, July 25th, 2024. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of quickly go over what I like, what I don't like, and honestly, my overall credit card strategy going forward, because there's been a lot of speculation and rumors about what might happen to this card, and now that it's all live here, we can take a good look and make some good judgments going forward. So this is going to be a little bit of a more unscripted video, just going along here. We'll give my editor a break for this video, but let's go ahead and jump right into it by going over to the American Express website. So here we can see on the left-hand side that annual fee of $325, and that is going to be an increase of $75 from the previous annual fee of $250 per year. So honestly, it was kind of overdue. I think it's been maybe like 6 years since the last update to this card. So American Express typically does this. This is kind of in their playbook where every few years they'll just increase the annual fees, but then also throw in a few different credits and benefits and stuff like that to help justify that higher annual fee. And then they kind of hope that attracts new customers. It doesn't lead to too much churn from old customers leaving and all that stuff here. So again, we'll explain my thoughts and what I kind of plan to do going forward with keeping it or canceling it, because both those options are up in the air right now, but we're going to wait and see because my annual fee comes up in November. So we'll talk more about that later on. Now, just as important as the annual fee is the welcome bonus, because that's going to help to obviously offset the annual fee in year one with this card for anybody. So here you can see I went ahead and went to the Amex page, and we're seeing an offer for 100,000 Amex points, again, after spending $6,000 in the first 6 months with this card. It's apparently a limited time offer. You may have to look around for this. I don't think any of my affiliate links or my referral links or any of that stuff gives this. I'll put them down below and you can check it out. But otherwise, I would just go to the public Amex website or try other links and see what you can find, because this stuff is out there. And then in addition to that, 20% back in statement credits on eligible purchases made at restaurants worldwide within the first 6 months of card membership for up to $100 back. So this is honestly the best sign-up bonus, welcome bonus I've seen on this card in my lifetime. So 100,000 Amex points, that is going to be worth $1,000 at a minimum, at a value of 1 cent per point. If you book things like flights inside the Amex travel portal, obviously you can get even more value by transferring your points. So potentially 100,000 points could be worth even $2,000 at 2 cents per point or more. Then on top of that, with that 20% back in statement credits for restaurant purchases, that's an additional $100 back in value that I think a lot of people should be able to take advantage of. So not a bad offer by any means there. So if you are somebody out there that's been considering this card, now is going to be a great time to go out there and take advantage of this, regardless of the annual fee. Again, $325 is up $75, but this sign-up bonus is going to be a record high here. So you could always use the card for a year, see how you like it, how you don't like it, and then make a decision after year one with whether you want to renew or cancel it or anything like that. That's a whole nother discussion for a different video, but bottom line here, great offer, higher annual fee, but there are going to be a bunch of other credits and some updates to this card that we got to talk about next here. So the first major change that is going to be here is the addition of a special limited edition white gold card. You can see this here. We had the regular gold, the rose gold, and then now this new white gold edition. So all you got to do if you want to apply for this card, you just go to the website, you apply, you get to choose which version you want. Or if you already have this card like I do, you just go into your settings, you can request a replacement card. And one of the reasons for requesting a replacement is just to change the card design. So I went ahead and did that this morning just because I've had this version of the Amex Gold right here for the past 4 years. It's all dinged up anyway. Very highly used card, obviously. I've been taking a break with it for the past month or so just to try out some other cards that also earn pretty well for restaurants and dining and stuff like that, grocery stores. But this card has gotten a lot of use for sure. So I'm going to try out the white gold, see what it looks like. Obviously, it makes for some good footage here for this YouTube channel, and we'll see what it is like going forward. But that's one of the first new things here. Obviously, we've got the spending multipliers, 4x back at restaurants worldwide. That is now going to be capped at $50,000 in purchases, as you can see there on the screen. So there was no cap to this before. Now there is going to be an upper limit. So I think the real reason for this here is there's probably a lot of people out there who, maybe going in business lunches, business dinners, taking clients out, stuff like that. If they work for a company where they can use their personal card and then later get reimbursed, that's obviously going to be able to earn a lot of points for some people out there. So this now kind of puts a cap on that. $50,000 in purchases is going to be at 4x points. 20,000 or 200,000 Amex points potentially that you can earn in an individual year in just the restaurant category alone. I don't think for the average person that cap is going to matter that much, but it still is an adjustment they did make here. Then we also have the 4x back on groceries at US supermarkets on up to $25,000 in purchases. That $25,000 spending cap has been there before, so nothing new there. 4x back times $25,000 in spending per year at grocery stores is going to be potentially up to 100,000 points. And then after these, after you reach those spending caps, I think you would just go back down to earning 1x point per dollar in those categories. But again, I think for a lot of people out there, that's a pretty high upper limit. Unless you have like a massive family you're spending on groceries for, it's nothing to really worry about. So those two 4x categories are the primary reason that many people out there decide to get the Amex Gold Card. So good to see that there really wasn't any major changes there. And then we'll move on here to 3x points per dollar on flights booked directly with airlines or with Amex Travel. That's again an unchanged category. Personally, I really have never used this card for air travel or anything like that. Because there are other cards out there that earn just a little bit better for me. So nothing changed there. But if we scroll over, we do see there is going to be 2x points now on prepaid hotels and other eligible travel purchases booked through AmexTravel.com. Again, that's not really like a huge change for me. I think there are better cards out there for booking travel in terms of hotels and flights and stuff like that. But if you do see any good deals through the Amex travel portal, 2x back on prepaid hotels and other eligible travel purchases, it's a nice little feature there too. And then obviously 1x back on all other eligible purchases. Now, scrolling down just a little bit here, you can see now there's this new box right here that says access over $400 in value with the Gold Card annually, including a Resi credit, which is new, a Dunkin' credit, which is also new, and then there is the returning Uber Cash credit and the dining credit, which has been updated just a bit. So scrolling down a little bit further, we do see this $120 Uber Cash on Gold, where every single month, all you got to do is just you link your Amex Gold Card to your Uber account, and then every single month they're going to deposit $10 in Uber Cash that you can use for Uber rides and Uber Eats. Super simple, good value. Personally, I do value that at the full $120. I feel like I use Uber at least once a month almost when I'm traveling, so it's good to have that as a benefit here, and it does help to basically lower what we call our effective annual fee. So $325 is the annual fee. If I'm getting $120 in value from these Uber credits, that is lowering my annual fee by that $120. So not everybody's going to use these, but it's up to you to kind of determine what your normal spending habits are and then go from there in terms of valuing how this card plays out in your wallet. So nothing really changed there with the Uber credits. We do have, obviously, like I said, the new $84 per year value from the Dunkin' credit. Dunkin' Donuts earn up to $7 in monthly statement credits after you pay with the American Express Gold Card at Dunkin' locations. Enrollment is required. So it's a big thing there. You do have to go into your settings and then actually click to enroll in this feature, in this benefit. And then every month, you're going to get up to $7 back in monthly statement credits for purchases at Dunkin'. So I do like that it is sort of, Dunkin's a pretty big chain in the US. You should be able to find Dunkin' locations in most major cities. But, honestly, I'm not somebody that's going to go out of my way to shop at Dunkin'. I kind of view it as like, I like going to the smaller coffee shops, kind of like local mom and pop shops that have good quality coffee. I don't mind paying a little more. I'd rather like go to those. I just don't know how useful this is actually going to be. It's sort of like the more specific these credits get, the less valuable they do become, in my opinion. So, it's there. Again, I'm going to value it at $0 for me personally. If I do come across a Dunkin' and I need coffee in the morning, maybe I'll stop in and I know it's covered, but I'm not going to include that as a part of my normal spending habits. To the right of that, we also have the new $100 Resi credit. And when I was seeing kind of the rumors about this initially, I was kind of like, I wasn't too impressed with it because I don't really see myself wanting to like have this limitation on what restaurants I can get a certain credit for every 6 months. But looking into it a little bit more here, at least in the Philadelphia area, in the city and in the surrounding suburbs, there's a lot of restaurants that are on Resi that would qualify for this credit that I've gone to and I would like to go back to again. There's a few new restaurants in my area that I would like to try out. And me and Jackie, my wife, we do go on a date night, a few times per month out to try new restaurants. So this actually is going to be a credit that I value at the full $100 value. So the way it works here, you can see enroll and get up to $50 back semi-annually in statement credits each calendar year after you pay with the card to dine at US Resi restaurants or to make other eligible Resi purchases. So my understanding of the way this works is that Amex is going to know which restaurants are part of Resi. So all you have to do is actually just use the gold card at one of those restaurants when you go there, and then you're going to get the credit on your account. So every 6 months, you'll get $50 in credits to use for these Resi reservations, kind of similar to how the $100 Saks Fifth Avenue credit works with the Amex Platinum card. So every 6 months, $50. I am going to use that for sure. So that is another $100 in value, bringing me up to $220 combined with that, the value that I get from the Uber credit. So $220 in value compared to the $325 annual fee that I'm looking at when it comes time to renew this card. Then going down a little bit further here, like I said, we have the $120 dining credit that is pretty unchanged aside from a few different brands kind of switching in and out here. So every month you can get up to $10 in statement credits when you use the gold card at participating partners for up to $120 back in value per year. And I do want to point out here, all these credits we're talking about, they are use it or lose it credits. So like I said, the dining credit, the Dunkin' credit, and the Uber credit, they are not going to roll over month to month. So if you don't use them in 1 month, you're not going to get that value going forward, and it's just gone. But anyway, here we have the $120 dining credit, and we click on the more information button there, and you can see that some of the vendors here that it's going to work with would be Grubhub, the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Wine.com, and now Five Guys. So that is going to be the change here with this credit. Before they had, I believe it was Milk Bar and Shake Shack were covered under this dining credit, and now those are going to be gone and replaced by Five Guys. So Five Guys burgers, for me personally, I actually have a severe peanut allergy. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but from what I understand going in there, there's just peanuts everywhere. They use peanut oil. So that is not a vendor that's welcome for me here. So yeah, anyway, that's not going to be something that I value much. I've stopped using this credit too much on this card. Occasionally in the past, I would use it for Grubhub, but I've been just cooking at home or actually going out to dine at restaurants more and more. So I don't really think it's going to be something I value personally. Maybe I'll use it again, maybe like every few months I'll use it. But for right now, I'm going to play it pretty conservative and just value it at $0 personally. So overall, what is my opinion right now of the Amex Gold Card after these changes, and how's this card going to affect the overall credit card marketplace? How's it going to fit in? How should people play these changes? To me right now, I do think that as of today, this card just became a whole lot more polarizing than it's ever been. So there's going to be people on one side of the aisle that love the card. They shop at Dunkin' all the time. They go to Five Guys. They love the Resi credit, and they're getting positive expected value now. They're exceeding that $325 annual fee. But then there's going to be a lot of other people out there that see this card trending in the wrong direction. They actually see American Express trending in the wrong direction because they've been increasing these annual fees more than any other credit card issuer. They're adding in all these very, very specific credits that make it like a metal coupon book. And that was the Amex Platinum's issue when it raised its annual fee a few years ago. They bumped up to $695, added all these other credits, and it just became unaffordable for a lot of people out there. They weren't really valuing these credits that much because it was too much work to keep up with it. Now, I think as of today, we can say that this is also a metal coupon book. I couldn't say that before because there was just 2 credits, but now we've got 4 credits and very, very specific credits as well. So I don't think it's going to be a great card for everybody out there. There are other options I think you can consider as well. I think for the right person, it's a great card. It's still an amazing card because food spending is going to be one of your highest spend categories just by the way it is. And earning 4x back at restaurants and grocery stores is great with this card. But there's also plenty of other good options out there. There's the Capital One Saver One where you're earning 3x back at restaurants, grocery stores, as well as on streaming and entertainment expenses as well. So how are you going to justify earning just 1x point more on the Amex Gold Card with a $325 annual fee when you could get the same thing or a very similar thing at 3x back in those categories with no annual fee? For some people, if you're spending enough and if you get enough value from those credits to bring down that effective annual fee on the Gold Card, the Gold Card wins. But for other people that don't value those credits, it's really tough to make up that $325 gap between those 2 cards by just getting 1 extra point per dollar on the Gold Card. Then you have to factor in the fact that there are people that want to get multiple credit cards and multiple sign-up bonuses per year. So if you're doing that, if you're getting Chase credit cards and other Amex cards and Capital One cards, you're not going to be putting as much spend on the Gold Card to justify the annual fee. That's kind of a trap that people fall into, is they'll get these high annual fee cards, but then they want to get other sign-up bonuses as well. And then before they know it, they do have a lot of annual fees to account for. Now, one more important thing that I wanted to mention here is that if you are an existing gold card holder and your annual fee is coming up for renewal on October 1st or later, which is the case for me because my renewal is in November, then you're going to be introduced to the new $325 annual fee at that renewal time. If your renewal is before October 1st, then you're lucking out here and you're going to get stuck at the $250 annual fee, the lower annual fee, for a whole nother year. So that might help you to justify renewing it, because as of today, all these new benefits are going to be active. So if you're locked into the lower annual fee for a whole nother year, then this card is probably going to be worth renewing because there are extra benefits here. Obviously, if you just go ahead and you're a new card holder and you apply today for this card, unfortunately, that is going to be the higher annual fee effective today as of July 25th. So just take that into account, take that sign-up bonus into account, and go ahead and make a decision based on your own spending habits. But let me know down below, guys. I really want to know what you think about these changes. I want to kind of gauge the overall interest in this card after these changes and see if people are for them or against them. So go ahead, comment down below, like, share, and subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.